Hey gang, Joyce with Skipping Calves Farms here. Been working on this project much of the morning, and I'm just getting back from lunch. Emptied everything out from inside the greenhouse, and there was a bunch of it. I started doing that yesterday, and whoops, oh I'm sorry guys, I do apologize. Slipped out of my fingers. There was a table, and then I had a built-in lower table over there, and this table just folds up. And all those buckets and all of those mason jars, all the boxes over here, all the boxes and blankets and everything over here. Well, they're in there's a number of different places. Here's some of the stuff that will be going back into the greenhouse. The soil and the other supplies. Here's the buckets that were inside, and the cinder blocks were underneath this gray table. If you go in and look at if you look at my video on WCA, you'll see how much stuff was in there. This big bed frame is literally what it is. Was that lower shelf, and of course there's the fogger, and these were coolers back behind it that I never did use them for what I planned to use them for, so they're going. And I've got a great big old pile of boxes. Some of them are boxes that I kept when I bought something just to make sure it was good to go before I returned it, because you have to return it in the original box. So now we have a greenhouse we can actually see through. But one of the challenges with the greenhouse is the way it's oriented. It's oriented. It's kind of. It's almost oriented east-west, but it's a little southwest northeast, so it gets a lot of sun. And the challenges that I've had in the last 3 years trying to use the greenhouse is because, like right now, it's sunny. It's 60 something degrees in the first week of January. We're looking at temperatures in the 30s and to 40s, a low in the low 30s, maybe into the 20s, but call it 30 to 50 for the next 2 weeks. So, and it just bounces back and forth like that all winter long. Sometimes really cold, sometimes really warm. And it makes it really kind of a challenge to try and do seedlings, especially in a smaller smaller greenhouse. When I built this off of the chicken tractor design. So there's not any venting up high except when the door is open. Now I actually can shift that door down and have about 3/4 of an inch, or excuse me, about 3 inches of a vent at the top of the door. But the challenge is, we'll call it 70 today. And today and tomorrow are going to be nice. Then, when is it going to start to rain? It's going to start to rain on Friday and Saturday. And then on Sunday, it's going to plummet into the 20s. And it's going to stay there for 2 weeks. So, but since this is from the chicken tractor design, if you've seen the chicken tractor, I've got one of those trailer wheels that you can use to put on, that goes on the front of a trailer tractor, and then you can use it to move a boat around. Well, that's how I pivot my chicken tractor when I move it. But because this has got the plastic on it, I can't do that. So I can still put the wheels on it and move it this way back and forth. So I've got a short piece of PVC that I bought years ago from a junkyard. And I put that underneath. The idea being, if I need to get this end to go this way, because I want the door facing that way, I can hopefully roll it on the PVC like a roller. So that's kind of the game plan, is to get it off of this section of the driveway. I've got a neighbor who is going to help me because I need to get some more gravel on my driveway. You can kind of see what's going on here. Over the last 10 or 15 years, that clay between the number 4 gravel that's out there has washed down. And so I've still got number 4 gravel underneath here, but that means that the number 4 gravel up there is not being held in place as tightly as it used to be. So I'm going to cover that with 3 or 4 inches of Crusher Run, which is a smaller gravel, which is what I have. That smaller gravel is what I've got back here. And as you can see, it's got a lot of dust in it, and it kind of makes its own base, although I've let the vegetation kind of come up the last couple of years when I was dealing with my knee surgery stuff. But this is much easier to walk on than the number 4, which is rock that's that size. So I'm just trying to take care of things here in early 26 while I still can. And it's been a while, and my neighbors offered to help me spread it, so I don't like the way this greenhouse gets so warm so quickly in the warm spells in the wintertime when I've got the seedlings in there. So I've decided to take it and take the door and move that to the south so I'll get a better airflow through. And because of the way it's designed, I do have some shade cloth, but the shade cloth that I have is long and narrow. So if I turn the greenhouse this way instead of the way it is now, which is this way, I'll be able to get a lot more moderating effect from the shade cloth that I've got in a way that I can put it up and hold it in place. So going to put the wheels on the back bolts. This is essentially the same construction design as my chicken tractor, with the exception of I added the aluminum track and the wiggle wire, and it was fun to try and figure out how to get that track to work going up and around those corners. It took me several weeks to put this thing together, but hopefully I'll be able to get a whole lot more use out of it this January and February than I have been in the past. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to see if we can just physically by myself roll that around and get that to pivot. Once I get the wheels on here, I'm going to have to move these T-posts. These T-posts are in the way. And then see where we're at. So that's the game plan. And then this T you see inside, that's where I have a box fan set up to hang. It's a frame for it to sit on. So With that, gang, it's hard to believe it's 2026 already. My goodness, where did the time fly? I wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing the dream.